White shirts on the pitch, running fast through the night. Every heart beating loud under floodlit sky bright. So to London, stand strong. In the stands they belong. Voices echo like thunder. To the club they sing along. Up in Spurs we arise. Eyes on the prize. Victory in sight with all our might. King's fire in his eyes. Glory's what he seeks. With every goal he flies, rising to new peaks. From the lake to far and wide, with the pride of the fight. On this journey we'll ride, with our passion burning bright. Up in Spurs we arise, eyes on the prize. Victory in sight with all our might. From the lane to far and wide, with the pride of the fight. On this journey we'll ride, with our passion burning bright. Up in Spurs we arise, eyes on the prize. Victory in sight with all our might. With all our might. With all our might.
Now, hang on a minute. It looks like Tequila was trying to do a takeover. It ain't working. But hello, good evening, and welcome to THFC Till I Die, home Tottenham past, present, and the exciting future under Ange Postecoglou, as I'm in my new posh new studio, Studio B,
Boris,
plus A. What do you mean, Boris?
can you hear Demo?
Yeah, I can hear.
Yeah, anyway, there you go. Good evening. First we'll go to you. Hello, Boris. How are you?
Not too bad. How are you doing yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. Looking forward to the weekend. Congratulations on your first solo show earlier. Absolutely fantastic. And there was a few people in there, quite in-depth people. I forgot about Trussard. You mentioned him. So anyway, can we hear you, Tequila? Well, I don't think Tequila can hear me.
I think you can hear me though, Tequila. Don't even think you can hear me.
Oh, this is a way to start a podcast.
Is it a THFC Till I Die podcast without this sort of shenanigans?
It is. We are a professional outfit, but whatever you do, please hit the like button, subscription button. At the top of the page is our link to our new channel sponsor, Access Private Internet for the VPN. Pick that for your best VPN for all your football. €43 for 2 years, and you get 4 months. I think it's 3 months free on top of that as well, guys. The Keeler is now on mute, so I don't know. Right. Hey, all right, he's muted himself. Hang on, I'm just getting a message through. Let's see. I can't hear you. Well, Boris can hear me.
Yes,
so, yeah. So, hang on. I'm just going to.
Well, anyway, guys, while this is going on, how is everybody's day been in the chat?
Anyway, so do hit the link, hit the like button, hit the subscription as well. We're having slight technical issues with Tequila. He will come in. Mr. Brady is due to join us as well, all the way from Germany. But even he's having technical issues. So it's been one of those technical issue streams. Looks like it might be just you and me, Boris. Anyway, well, there's the link, guys. Can you hear us now, Tequila? No, Tequila's still on mute. That is the link, guys. It's pinned up the top. Do hit the link to help us. It helps them. It helps us. Gives you access to the best, VPN around €43, and we've got one of the Blues Brothers joining us. We're not mentioning the stream earlier. All I'm going to say is Philip is now in hiding. That's all we're going to mention. That's it. No more about that. If we do, we get demonetized.
Yes, I have to be very careful what I say here.
Yeah.
Walls have ears in this place, you know. So
yeah. So it is anyway.
Especially,
How are you?
Oh yeah, I'm all right. I'm flipping wet and cold after the day I had today. Now walking in the rain for about 2 hours, but I'm back in the hotel now and everything's grand. So.
That's a nice hotel, by the way, Philip.
It is nice, all right. Yeah, I've stayed there a few times. It's very central. I can walk to everything nearly, you know. So it's very good.
Yeah. But yeah, do hit the link for the VPN, guys. It is well worth it. €43 for €43 for 2 years, isn't it? Philip, you signed up to it. Mrs. Brady signed up to it. It's great value for 2 years.
She doesn't know she has yet, but she has.
Yeah. See, it's Philip and Mrs. Brady's wedding anniversary in a few weeks. That's her present, but she doesn't know anything about the present yet. That's her present.
You're getting away that lightly. Jeez, you must be joking.
Yeah. Anyway, can you hear us, Tequila? I don't know if he's... No, he's still on problems. Well, let's welcome a few people in. We've got Wayne Bonner. Good evening, gents. Hope you're all well. I'm pumped for Sunday. I am so pumped that I've got more holes in my house at the moment than anything. I am that pumped for Sunday. Philip, I'll start with you. Are you pumped for Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, if you're not pumped for the Arsenal game, you're dead, really. You know, effectively.
Yeah.
You know, there's no pulse. It's I tell you, it's a game I love and I hate at the same time. I love it if we win and I hate it if we lose. So it's one of those.
Yeah, I know. It's one of the 3 games: Arsenal, West Ham, and Chelsea. They're the only 3 games I really get pumped for. Right. I don't like it. You being a younger fan, Boris, are you looking forward to the North London derby?
As Philip said, you can't not be excited for the North London derby if you're a Spurs fan in that regards, because it's one of the biggest games of our season. Essentially, unless we get to a cup final, then that eclipses the North London derby matches because of how in depth and how much deep-rooted traditions inside of it. So, but I would also say about you with the hose and all, I think you might need to contact a plasterer. He'd be in a lot of work, getting a lot of money off you for that, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he would. He would. I mean, I looking at Philip. He looks like one of the Brew Brothers. I'm expecting to start singing, you know, that hit song in that song. You know, everybody loves each other. You know, I'm expecting him to bring out a guitar and start pumping it away.
Maybe that's why he's gone to Germany.
No, I tell you why he's gone to Germany, right? And this is true. Me and Tequila were talking about this the other day, Philip, right? Now, I know we've called you the Tom Jones and all this, but we found the perfect who you are. Me and Tequila both said you're a bit like Sean Connery, right?
He's dead.
But he was voted the most sexiest man in the world when he was alive.
Oh,
and saying you are a sex symbol for the over 80s. This is what we were going down the road of. So there you go. You've got a new nickname. We're hoping you're happy with that one.
What's the use of being a sex symbol for the over 80s? Sex thimble when the bloody sewing machine doesn't work.
Oh, well, are you ever grateful for anything?
No.
Jesus. No, that's true.
No.
That is so true. Oh, God, you have been missed. Tequila actually has some tech issues. He is trying to sort them out, and he will be here soon. Having Tequila on a show it's actually quite unnerving. Having a quiet Tequila, never that quiet. Wayne Bonner's laughing. Tequila, no. Big up Stephen Cartwright. I'm feeling nervous. Hope you're well. I'm not. We're gonna pump them. We're going to absolutely pump them.
We're going to be a bit nervous for these matches, no matter what. Even if all their first 11 were injured, I'd still be nervous for this match.
I'm not. We're going to pump them. We're going to absolutely batter the hell out of them.
Come here, just before I forgot to say at the start there, Boris, well done on your first stream earlier. I watched it on the
Thank
train
you.
coming back there. Very good, well done.
Cheers.
You're a natural.
Everyone, please get over to Boris and Philip's stream. Philip did a really brilliant history channel. It was unique. That's all I'm going to say about it. It was very unique. Something that may actually you'll never see again, but it was unique. And Boris's was more in depth. It was like watching Jamie Carragher. That's what it was like.
His was like University Challenge, and mine was like Only Fools and Horses.
Yeah. Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey,
we have given Philip his new nickname of Sean Connery, by the way, Tequila.
Damn right, he was great in Highlander. You must have seen that.
Yeah, well, but apparently he took it very well. He took his new nickname very well, actually.
Sexiest man alive, according to a lot of ladies, when he was alive.
When he was alive.
Yeah, how much good to him now, is there?
Well, you've taken over that mantle. You're now the new Sean Connery of this channel.
Thank you so much. My agent will be in touch regarding the image rights.
But the only thing, Philip, I will say, you are only 006 3/4. You haven't just quite reached that top bit yet.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll work towards 007.
Yeah. A bit like Sean Connery. He's dead, says Wayne Bonner. We made Maine laugh, and that's amazing. Very quickly, Tequila. I'm pumped as a Duracell bunny rabbit for the North London Derby. Philip is a bit nervous, but he says if you don't have a pulse, then you don't get up for these games. Boris is a bit nervous. He's sitting there shaking a little bit. How are you feeling with the North London Derby? Are you pumped like me and Philip, or are you nervous?
No, I'm not nervous. Why would I be nervous?
See, this is years of experience, isn't it, guys, of supporting Tottenham. North London derbies are just... You'll get there. You'll get there, Boris.
Okay.
By the time you're mine and Philip and Tequila's age, you will get there.
I'd be more nervous if they were firing on all cylinders and had all their players, but we know they don't, so no need to be nervous.
They're missing
And also, and we also know why they moved into North London too. That will be all. Apparently, we did a poll earlier, Philip, during the week where we move Arsenal to. The Falkland Islands won, but apparently Philip will come with a better option. Where did you say to me earlier?
Antarctica, so could play with the polar bears. Mind you, they'll still be playing a team based on playing in white there, wouldn't they? So that'll make them feel at home.
I think I'd pay money to see an 11 polar bears versus. Just imagine them getting ripped to shreds. Sorry.
Literally.
Those polar bears aren't things to be messed with. You've seen the size of them.
The North Antarctic Derby. Eskimos versus polar bears. Who wins?
Yeah, can you imagine on tape be running? Erwin, big up Erwin. Hi, Dermot and panel chat. Hope you're all keeping well.
Erwin.
I hope it's an enjoyable game at least. And he's laughing. Now, I don't know if Erwin's laughing because he wants it to be an enjoyable game, or he's laughing at, Mission Impossible down the bottom.
He does look a bit like an older version of Tom Cruise with that hat and glasses on.
You do actually, yeah. Do you know? I reckon Tequila sent you a message that self-destruct in 5 seconds.
Yeah, but not till after the show, though. I'm going to let him enjoy the show first, then he can.
All right. Don't know. Yeah. Is it something you can confirm or you can deny, Tequila, about the mission?
I'm Tottenham Stig. I can't confirm or deny anything.
Yeah, we haven't introduced you yet, by the way. And
I'm a leak
Wayne said, yeah, Philip is definitely the Tom Jones for the older fans because everybody needs somebody to love. There you go.
Yeah, I'm taking off these dark glasses. Fucking ridiculous in the middle of the night.
Oh, look, he's back. Look, he's back.
It's back in disguise.
Hope you're well, Dermo. Big up the panel. People in the chat. Smash the like peps. Spurs 3, Arsenal 2. Guys, big up Milton. I tell you, I love Milton. He's always positive. And also, big up the column. Afternoon, all. Hope everyone is grand. And Dermo, have you found a wee donkey? I've got a bone to pick with that, and I will come later. That will be called later. Me and Me and Colin had a chat last night about the wee donkey and whatever happened to him.
Oh.
So, well, look, I'm going to put it out. Are we past 11? Are we past the watershed yet, Tequila?
I'd give it another 5 minutes or so, dude.
Okay. See, Tequila's my watch for allowing me to be sensible and then being just complete lunatic.
Hey, it's not my rules. It's silly YouTube and how they govern things.
It's an American company after all, so we do have to think like Americans from time to time.
Yeah. And Erwin says, no, I think we win 1-0. That's the spirit. That's the spirit. Look, what we're talking about. What are we talking about? I would like to know.
Spurs versus Arsenal.
No, we're not talking about that, Philip. We're not talking about that.
Oh.
Yeah, we will do, but not yet. We are talking about, guys, we are talking about Bentancur charged by the FA. Transfer money. Has it gone mad? Tequila has a smashing idea how to reorganise the Premier League. It's so grand. It is so grand. It may work. Now we're also going to do a North London derby combined 11 of the current team. Now I know this might be a bit alien. Me and Philip may, pick a load of Tottenham players, but it was Tequila's idea, and I think it's a great idea. So we'll do a combined Tottenham 11. Best North London game from each of you. I know, Philip, you probably got loads of them. And the Man City trial starts Monday. I think we're starting that first, actually. Very quickly, we're not going to go a lot about Bentancur because last time we did, it nearly caused a riot between me and Philip. We didn't talk for months afterwards, and we've only just started talking again. So we're gonna tread carefully on this. Look at him doing his head. We're going to tread carefully on this. Guys, the question I got for it, why is it taking the FA so damn long to come to the decision of this? Tottenham have dealt with it. Everything is fine. So why is the FA, Tequila, taking so long to come to this damn well stupid decision?
Don't know. Why is it taking them so long to charge Man City as well? They don't work very fast. They think you know the story of the bunny in the night, the turtle. They're the turtle.
Yeah. Now,
but they still lose.
There is coming out. It could be banned from 6 to 12 games. Now,
it's too much. I think.
I'm all for kicking racism out of sport. I'm all for that. But have the FA, Philip, missed the point here of sort of could they be quicker to sort of ram home their message?
Listen, there's far worse things being said and done. Bentancur admitted almost immediately he made a mistake. He apologised to Sonny. There's been no overhang at Tottenham's end of it on it. The FA's come along now. Here's a question. Is David Dean still involved in the FA? Is there someone in that FA panel has been for Tottenham? Because, to leave it this long, a month and a half into the season or a month into the season, and then decide to charge him. With a very minor offence. I can think of at least one other player who plays for another Premiership team, and you probably know who I'm talking about, did far worse and hasn't even been talked about yet.
Is it
Fernandez?
Do you feel, Boris and Tequila, I'll start with you again, then go to you, Boris, let you have the last word, and then we'll move on. Do you feel, Tequila, that if the FA and the Premier League are trying to ram home a message that they should deal everyone equally instead of banning one player and not banning another? Is Philip right? Should it all done be in an equal field? And then maybe their message may get across.
I think they're using him as an example. You see it all the time when a judge will use someone as an example just to set a precedent. So I think they're probably doing it to Bentancur. I don't think most people think the crime deserves what he's getting, but it's going to be something to say, okay, so if anyone else has an idea of doing something like this to their own teammates, which is kind of weird, that I think should have made it a bit less. The fact they probably have, look, when you're mates, right, you joke about things, especially privately. It wouldn't surprise me if he and Sonny have a little joke about stuff, right? Because you can be mature and sensible about it. Problem is that he did this in a public forum. That's why he's an idiot.
Yeah. Boris, do you think the Premier League are right? Do you think they're wrong? Just your quick view in it, because I don't really want to hung about it. I think it's been talked to death. I think with the Basuma thing as well, I think that's going to come and kick it in the arse somewhere. So the question to you is, has the Premier League have an agenda against Spurs?
I don't think it's an agenda necessarily, but I also just think as well in regards to it, they're just as Tequila said, they're very slow when it comes to this sort of things. They're essentially like the civil service anywhere in any country in the world. They take the time with stuff, and it takes time, and when other people have already dealt with it, they will try and find a way to track it out even longer. The thing is, though, we didn't really see, and with the Basuma thing, I think that'll probably end up happening further down the line as well. Probably like in a month or two, they'll come out saying, we have found Basuma guilty of this, so he'll be serving like a 18-match suspension if we're going off what they went off. But I don't even think it'd probably be 18 matches. It'd probably be less, considering they gave like half a year suspension.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Like same with Tony for betting. A lot worse of a thing than what I'm not saying. A lot worse than in the eyes of footballing, because and essentially we don't even know what's happening with Quetta yet, do we? The West Ham player. We don't know if he's going to be charged or what, or how long when he does get charged, what happens.
Yeah. Well, look, whatever happens, it happens. But I think the Premier League have shot themselves in the foot. And another thing as well, I'm really peed off of them. I want to welcome a few people in. Colin, get your VPNs, do guys, absolutely do. €43 for 2 years. 2 years of free football, free Tottenham football. You don't have to pay for Sky. You don't have to pay for Now TV. Get your VPN and you are sorted. And you get, is it 3 months, Philip, free on top of that as well?
Yeah, 3 months at the end of it. Yeah.
So you get that for €43. As Philip has done, he's bought that as an anniversary gift for his missus. I mean, she was so over the moon about it. She said, thank you, Philip. I can play bridge anywhere in the world now. Access internet, private internet, get it. The link's at the top. It helps them, and then it helps us because we get help out of it. Do as well. Tequila, do you want to say about the super chats? This is your thing. You go back around it saying than me. So go about super chats and talk about members as well. What do people get? Because we've got a member show on Sunday, haven't we?
Yeah, well, at the moment, the members, they get to come on. You will get videos like Boris's video early. You'll get that early than the other people. And also, you get to come on after every game this season. Me and Dermo will be doing a post-match show, normally about 15 minutes or so. Might have to take a little bit longer if we get absolutely hammered. Might have to give another 15 minutes or something to let us calm down. And then you guys can come on and have your say. No matter what, we don't really care if it's as long as you keep it clean-ish. We don't care if it's what you want to say. It's all good. So yeah, come join us on Sunday after the Arsenal game. Emotions are gonna, no matter what happens, emotions are going to be
running high.
Yeah.
Yes,
just on the VPN front, just in case people think they're getting the wrong idea of the price. It is €43, but they add some form of a tax onto it, so it comes to just over €50 at the bottom line. So the subscription is 43, but the usual VAT and stuff like that goes on top of it. So it's around the €50 mark. It's still very cheap for 2 years. Oh my God,
half the amount of other places that I've seen.
Yeah,
well, I'm paying nearly twice that for the one that I took out earlier in the year. So.
So can I also say on Monday we're having a members only show, guys, and it's Colin. He's doing an eye test. Colin is actually qualified as a footballing coach. He's actually an ex-professional footballer. He's a footballer coach. We are going to do a members only show on Monday. So you members, it's for you alone. You get this live show, members only. Colin will come on, go over the North London derby, go over the tactics, how Tottenham have beaten Arsenal and put them in their place. But it's a members-only show. So get your memberships. If you want to watch it, get your memberships. It is so important. It helps us to grow as a channel. And you get a lot out of it too. You get Boris's danger men, who we're going to watch out for. you get what you get from Philip. Whenever the history show comes up, you just you get what you get.
You get what you get.
You get what you get.
Demo, what about the super chat? So if you want us to read out your comments and react, and if you've got a question for us and you want us all to react to it, then send us a super chat, and that will definitely react to it properly and discuss it.
You dictate the show. It's down to you. I put a show together, but if you send in the super chat and say, guys, I want to talk about Philip's hat, we'll talk about that. If you send in the super chat and say you want to talk about why Daniel Levy is the biggest cheapskate this side of the world and he won't help a poor man promote his book because he's doing it to help his...
You'll definitely get a reply at me and Dermo about that one.
Deed departed wife. And I know Philip's going to have a word in this as well because Philip, I don't know if you've heard Philip.
Yeah, shocking.
Can I just say, look, David Pleat, as much as we make jokes on the channel about breaking round corners and women that work for the RACNAA help him, allegedly. We are not being promoted by the RACNAA, by the way, but we'd like to give them a plug now and again.
Not now.
Not now. That joke's going to be part because his wife died of a horrible disease, and he wrote his memoirs. And he asked Daniel Levy, "Can I go into the club shop and can I promote my book?" And he said, "No, because you haven't used our club publisher." Bob Wilson. I'm big up to Brenny by bringing it in. Big up Brenny, absolute legend. The only two Arsenal fans I actually respect is Bobby and Brenny. Big up Brenny, you are a legend yourself, sir. You really are. He's the only Arsenal fan that makes me crack up and laugh. I mean, I did a watch along with him last year when they played Luton, and apparently I was their lucky charm. Apparently. Every time I went on Arsenal won, I was trying for the opposite effect, but it just didn't work. He said Bob Wilson gets a seat for life by Arsenal. And all the former players, Tony Adams, Paul Merson, all get seats for life. Now, Tottenham have done good things. They paid for Jimmy Greaves' medical bills to help Bobby Smith out when he was young. But, look, Tequila, can I leave you last in this because you're going to be more vocal on this and you may have talked about this, if that's okay. I just want to get Philip and Boris's quotes.
Yeah, mate, thanks for that.
Philip,
where do we start?
I mean, how is this such a PR run goal to begin with? And a manager that nearly won us the treble in 87. I mean, you don't treat your former managers this way, do you?
It's just, I don't know. Daniel Levy seems to have a blind spot to things that most of the rest of us would think, oh, that's a gimme, no problem whatsoever. Go ahead and do it. He was more worried that the publishers would find out and maybe reduce the sponsorship money or whatever the hell, not taking into consideration what David Pleat did for the club. It's unthinkable. I mean, and that's what gives the people that want Daniel Levy out even more fuel for the fire. Little thing, it might only be a little thing, but it's a big thing when it's amplified out in the public press, especially when he treats a former manager so badly. And I think he really should. That's probably too late now. I mean, I think that was a couple of years ago that happened, but he should make some form of gesture, and not the two-finger variety either, to David Pleat to try and make things look a little bit less toxic than they are over that particular issue.
He was even told, if you want a ticket, you go and buy one. I mean, look, Philip, you're a massive Jimmy Greaves fan, right? And there was a petition for there to be a memorial for Jimmy Greaves, right? Yeah. After he's passed him, right? We had one for Bill Nick. This is another subject I can talk about. Tequila knows what I thought because I did talk to Tequila about this other subject and I was speaking a lot to Colin about it last night. Philip, how long will it take for Daniel Levy to realise that these people matter? These people matter to us fans.
It's as if any player that didn't represent the club during the ENIC era is not his responsibility. Nothing to do with me, son. And that's why I think he's abdicating responsibility here. Of course, there should be a statue of Jimmy Greaves. There should be one of Paul Gascoigne as well, if you want my opinion on it. You know, they'll probably be one of Harry Kane in due course if they ever get around to it. But no, he really should have. Like, he's probably thinking, well, it's now what, 54 years since Jimmy Greaves played for Spurs.
Mm.
He's probably thinking, no fans really care. He's misreading the fan base there. A lot of fans, even the weren't even born when Jimmy was around, rate him as one of the best strikers, if not the best striker ever to pull on that white shirt.
Yeah.
And the fact, I'll give the club credit, they did help him out in his medical bills and whatever. They were very good to him that way.
Yeah.
But why not continue it? Once the man is now deceased, God love him, put up a statue, even only a bust of him in the entrance hall to the stand or something like that.
Yeah.
Just something to recognise his achievements at Tottenham instead of just forgetting about him or passing it off as he's only another old player.
Yeah. Now, Boris, you have come on and you said history is not important to you. You have said, I'm not putting words into your mouth. But when you hear things like this, does it make you think, oh, hang on a minute, it's wrong? We should be helping, especially with mutant neuron disease, which is an awful disease to have. Even if you take the Tottenham bit out of it, Boris, surely it was a PR own goal by Daniel Levy for what he did to David Pleat.
Yeah, of course, and you'd say that with any team, with any owner did that. I think anybody would be angry in regards to it because of how much he's done for the club and with him being a loyal servant and everything. He just shows how much of a loyal servant he was, and that, as Philip said, it feels like a spit in the face to David in regards to what he's done for us. As you said, he almost won us a treble, and he became a good scout for us. He got stuff wrong, but he obviously got some stuff right as well in regards to a transfer as well.
Yeah, it did. And Tequila, look, this is going to move on to another bit, but look, firstly on the David Pleat thing, Tequila, how do you feel about it? I mean, look, you're more Levy out than me, but I think you and me agree on this. It's dreadful and it's wrong.
I think it's obvious. I think even if you're not Levy out like Boris and Phil are, they're not as much as me, but even they, it's obvious that it's not a very good thing to do, just on a human basis level, without even bringing football into it. Am I shocked? No. Is that because I'm Levy out? Of course, but it's because I've seen how he's treated other people in the past, and I'll go back. You've heard the story before. I became Levy out when he treated Martin Jol the way he did. If he's going to treat Martin Jol that way, a manager he's got under him, why would I think he would treat any Spurs legend of any kind really any different? Unless there's something really in it for him. I think Levy's a bit of a megalomaniac. I think if you don't play the way Levy wants to you, he won't really endorse you. He'll kind of shut you out. It's happened to other players, and it will happen to other ex-players and managers as well. If they don't go along with Levy's vision, if they're not in his circle of friends, circle of trust, whatever you want to call it, they'll be ostracised. And like David Pleat's probably ended up being now, especially with those comments when he said Arsenal are a classy club. I mean, that's not going to improve things, is it?
No. I mean, look, Philip, you and me are a big thing on history, aren't we? We love our history at Tottenham. That's our main passion when it comes to the club. And I made a point to Colin last night, and I think I made it to you, Tequila, as well, didn't I? You look at Manchester United, right? I want to use two clubs as an example: Manchester United and Liverpool Football Club, right? You look at Manchester United. Sir Matt Busby died. You look at what they did for Sir Matt Busby. They rolled out the red carpet for him. You look at the Munich air crash. They still have the clock stopped at the time of that air crash. And that's over, what, 60 years, Philip? Now 60, 70 years?
1958, it's 66 years ago.
Yeah. There's still every 4th or every 6th of February. Is it 6th of February?
Yeah, I think around that. I'm not quite sure. It's February, early February, yeah.
I know it's before or just after my birthday, because my birthday's on the 5th, so I know it's just before or just after. They put out the red carpet for them players. You look at previous managers when Sir Matt Busby died, they rolled out the carpet for him. When Bobby Charlton died, they put a wreath on his director's chair. God knows what they're going to do when Sir Alex Ferguson dies. The whole club's going to go into mourning. But the point I'm making is they look after their ex-players, they look after their previous players. No ex-Man United player has a bad word to say about the club, unless you're Roy Keane.
Or Cristiano Ronaldo right now.
Okay. But I was actually talking to to Colin about that, and Colin says he would have spoken to Sir Alex Ferguson before he did his interview, and probably got Fergie's blessing to do that interview. You look at Liverpool, and I don't mean to use this in any disrespect or any hurtful. I'm trying not to, but you look at Hillsborough, and you look at the fight Liverpool have done over the last since 1989, and the fight they put up against the establishment to get to the truth of what happened. Liverpool Football Club backed them 96 families to the hill. If a manager passes, you got the Shankly Gates, you got a statue of Bob Paisley, you got the Sir Kenny Dalglish stand. Do you know any manager that goes back there gets warmed welcome? Even with the new manager, even with the new owners, they've tapped into Liverpool's history. The Glazers, for all their badness, have tapped into the history of Manchester United. Leeds do the same. Newcastle haven't won anything since the 1960s, and they've got a statue of Bobby Robson and Alan Shearer outside their ground. So why is Levy so against our history? We have a marvellous history. Bill Nick, I mean, Philip, did the club, did they Bill Nick pass? Did the club do anything? I know they did the memorial.
Oh, they did. Oh, yeah. Oh, God, yeah, they did. And also, we don't forget now, in fairness, we do have the Bill Nicholson gates, which were taken down at White Hart Lane and haven't been put up again yet, but they will be. There is Bill Nicholson gates. And they got the road leading down now, it's gone now, the Bill Nicholson Way. They got the street named after him. So there was things done. Obviously, they allowed also his wife's ashes are buried under the pitch as well. So the little things like that. Like, I know it mightn't be. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not defending Daniel Levy here, but you probably don't hear about a lot of the good things they do for ex-players, because those valuing their privacy and maybe not wanting the public to know how maybe badly financially they off because. Like, look at the guys in the 60s and 70s. They earned buttons compared to what the players today have earned. You know, look at Mickey Hasler, for example. He ended up as a taxi driver, going to be a taxi driver. Can you imagine a player today leaving the game and becoming a taxi driver? And that's the greatest respect to Mickey Hasler for that. But so let's just say, okay, outwardly, he's not very good to previous managers and old players. Behind the scenes, I think there's a lot more going on, paying medical bills and whatever than we ever will hear about. So just to level it up a little bit.
Yeah, but in history though, Boris, I know again you're more for the now, and that's your passion, and our passion is because we've seen it. But you look at Manchester United, you look at Liverpool, they are more respectful for the club's history. Clubs don't exist if there's no fans. Tottenham Hotspur would not. I feel, and I still feel this, Tottenham still hasn't got its soul. Bill Nick's spirit's there, but the soul is not there. I don't know if it's something to do with the new stadium and not being White Hart Lane. I don't know. But do you feel it's so important for a club to respect its past? Also look forward, but also respect and look after the past, because it's so important to a club's identity and a club, what the club's about.
Yeah, of course, and I've said this multiple times on the shows we've done about this. Of course, history is important. I've never denied that. I'm just saying I'm more for now than I'm the history of the club. Like, I'll always agree that history is important for any club in the matter in regards to it, because history is the thing that's built up upon.
Do you know what I think the club should do? Just have to look it up there. You know, you brought up the fact that Man United still have the clock up at Old Trafford showing the time of the Munich air crash. I think a clock or a plaque should be put on the wall with the date, 24th of February 2008, should be put up on the wall. The last day we won a trophy. And I get the players to look at it every time they go out past it. And hopefully we'll instill some passion into them that we might actually win a trophy soon.
Do you know that thing, Tequila, at the top? I agree with you, Philip. Do you know that we are Anfield, Liverpool have?
Yep.
Anfield. Klopp banned play. Do you know every player used to tap that when he used to go out into the pitch at Anfield?
Yep,
Klopp banned his players from touching that until they won a trophy.
That's why I love Jurgen Klopp.
And a lot of players said that gave them the motivation to win something because they wanted to touch that that sort of Anfield thing.
Yeah, it's a good motivator. That's very good man management, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Do you think Philip's onto something with that plaque? 'Cause that's a very good idea. Actually.
Well, do something, something to remind you. There's now 16 years and 6 months, or 16 years and 7 months since we've actually won a trophy. For a team like Tottenham, like I know Newcastle have gone in 1969, but I mean, and I don't know how their fans are reacting to it. But I mean, we're what 30 years more than that, and we're giving out. Yeah, something to make the players think that's far too long. Let's get going.
I mean, there's some players in the team. I think you're probably thinking the same kind of players I am, who would react really well to that. I'm not sure about some of the younger players. I don't know if they would care that much yet. I think some of the players like Romero and maybe some of the older players, I can see it motivating them for sure. Don't know about some of the younger members because we do have quite a young team overall. I don't know.
I'd say it'd motivate the academy players, though, like Mikey Moore, Lancashire, stuff like that.
Yeah, those those ones. I'm talking about more about some of the players we brought in. But
like Mickey, Dougie, Grail.
Yeah, the academy kids it really would because they would have spent a lot longer obviously at Spurs and they've been given their chance by Spurs, so it'd be easier to get them to do that. Yeah, for sure.
Look, for me, I think the club have to do a lot more. Still, it's my biggest gripe with Levy that he doesn't respect the past, and I think he should do. I think also he needs to respect the fans' wishes more. He needs to look after the older fans and reinstate their whatever deal they had, and that has to be done. And can I just say, where's our supporters' trust? There was as useful as sending.
Now, Dermo, they write letters. They write letters.
Is that what they do?
I've heard they've upgraded from letters to emails.
Wow.
So now
so they've skipped past the fax machine then. Wow, that's an actual major upgrade.
I'd say every email starts with, "Dear Mr. Levy, is it okay if we is it okay with you if we do something?" And if he says no, that's the end of it.
Yeah, our supporters' trust are as useless as anything.
Dermot, it reminds me. Do you remember? You'll remember this. Do you remember the TVC spitting image?
Yeah. Oh, right. Mrs. Thatcher.
Mrs. Thatcher sitting around the cabinet at the hotel at a meeting with all the cabinet, and the waiter comes up to her and asks Mrs. Thatcher, "How would you like your steak done?" "Oh, I'd like it rare, very, very rare, please." "And what about the vegetables?" "They'll have the same as me." So that about sums it up, I think.
Yeah. We're more likely to hold out the red carpet for Taylor Swift. We're not even going to get into that, but let's say Taylor Swift is popular in the news these days.
If she told her fans to follow Tottenham Hotspur, we'd have 283 million more fans.
Yeah, that is so true. Big up the Hot God 10. Look at him with the maestro. Good evening, Dermot, Philip, and Dermot Tequila. Good evening, Dermot, Philip, Tequila, and Boris, and chat. Hope everyone is well. Big up the Hot God. He's a member. Be like Boris. Become a member. Sorry, guys, I had to get the last ferry over to Passage from Wexford. What did I miss? Me going on a rant. Philip declaring he's a Taylor Says fan.
Oh, no.
Boris declaring that he loves history. And Tequila's just don't know what declared. He declared something I can't remember.
He's just been fighting in the background.
He declared his love for Levy. That's what he just declared. You missed that. He declared his love for Levy. Simply,
I've become a Levy lover. Yeah.
We have to tap into history of money. Yeah, that's what he's tapped into it.
Abbott to sponsor us, don't they?
Yeah, we could do, yeah.
Well, we've got two Swedish guys, so
we have got a great sponsor, Access Private Internet. Hit that link at the top. Great VPN, €43. For 2 years, it's a great deal. Edit there, guys. And also pick up your memberships and also send in those super chat as well if you can. Damn it, it's a corruption. Yeah, it is. It's a corporation. It is. It's run by corporations. It's not run by football fans. Big up to Brenny. That's what I love about you guys. Big up, Brenny.
Brenny's in the chat. Big up, Brenny.
Yeah, that's what I love about you guys. History talk. A lot of younger fans don't read about the history of their respective clubs. Just how and just now and 10 years ago. That is so right. I mean, Brandy knows as well as me and Philip and Tequila. We could go back for years what this game means to us. This North London derby means everything. It means everything to us. It really does.
For like 6 months, really.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
I heard the hotel is going to be called Gary Doherty Person.
The Ginger Pele.
Dump. No. We got to be careful. Gary the Goat was put down the other day. So bless Gary.
You know what?
That's really
Carl Simpson, I'm changing that colour now, Carl. I've read that comment and I'm changing the colour. You pick up on that because it's red. I'm changing it to white now, just for that comment. Go on, as you were. Sorry, guys.
That's okay. They are waiting for a juicy offer. Says content. Good evening, by the way. Good evening, Carl. Listen, I hope you're feeling better, pal. Hope you're feeling. I know you've been a bit under the weather. It's like Ferrari without the engine. We look great, bit inside the sun. This is my point. My point. We look great on the outside, but the inside, there's no soul. The club has no. It's all right for now, but I don't know, Philip. I don't know if you get it, being a fan longer, like slightly longer to me. Do you get that comment? I do. I understand that comment by God 10.
Yeah, up to a point. You know, there has to be an element of soul there, because if there wasn't, people would just turn up and half-heartedly do their day's work and whatever. I think the soul has to come from the top. I think if going back to the history bit of it there again, if Daniel Levy turns around tomorrow and says, right, we're putting the statue up of Jimmy Greaves, we're putting back up the Bill Nicholson gates, and we're going to do whatever we can for the players, David Pleat, etc., then that would maybe start getting the fans, yeah, maybe there is a bit of life in that club, a bit of soul in it, you know? But at the minute, it's pretty lifeless. I'll tell you, you know, when the soul dies and it goes to heaven or hell, I think it's in limbo at the minute, somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, I agree. You listen, that is something we will do a show on later on. It's still a very big passion of mine, and I feel like starting a petition. Get a Bill Nicholson statue outside that stadium. I think he deserves one. Now, guys, we haven't been on during over the international break, so I haven't got time. Very quickly, these are the dates and times for our Europa League phases. We're at the start then on the 26th of September, are home to Karabakh. Then we're away at 5:45 to. Go on, Tequila, mention this team.
No, you good, dude. You do it.
You want to mention it, Philip, because me.
No, Dermo, you should do it. Go on, Dermo, do it.
It's Fanny Campbell.
Ferencváros is Karabakh first, Ferencváros second, AZ Alkmaar, then Galatasaray. That's going to be an interesting one away to them. Roma at home, and probably the one we're all looking forward to, when Spurs take on Rangers at Ibrox. That's if Ibrox is ready to go at that stage. And then Elfsborg for the last game.
I'm looking forward to the answer, but I don't know who this Rangers is. Right, Tequila, how many points?
Them?
Yeah.
I think I said 17, I think.
17, yeah. Boris, how many points do you reckon? Hello?
19.
Boris.
19.
I was just counting up. The one I think we're going to lose to is Roma, and I think we're going to draw to Galatasaray now due to their striker.
Yeah. Philip, how many
I'd
points
say
do you?
17 or 18. You know, I can see us coming a cropper maybe in a couple of the games. I think Galatasaray is going to be a tough one. Ferencváros and Galatasaray be the two ones I'd be most concerned about. We're
going to win the bloody lot. We're going to top the league. We're winning that league anyway. I'm going for 19 as well. I think 19 points. I don't think we should fear anyone in that pack of games, to be fair.
Well, a lot's going to depend, right? And this is where Ange Postecoglou has to show whether he's serious about the Europa League or not. He has to play a full strength team for at least the first 2 or 3 games to get the points on the board. Then maybe as things go on, bring in the young kids. But start the kids in the first 2 or 3 games. It ain't going to be pretty.
No. Look, we are going to next Friday's podcast is Tequila. Let you explain next Friday's podcast because it's your baby. It's your sort of show that you want to do. So
Yeah,
so
what I thought was a good idea. Now, guys, you've probably seen these. They're called tier lists, right? So when I say that, I think most people probably know what I mean by that. Is you see a lot of them for like video games and movies and stuff like that. So I thought it'd be a good idea. We're going to sort out the graphics. So what we'll do is we'll give every player on the book, or at least 25 of them. And what we'll do is we'll put them in what tier we think that they are quality-wise. So it'd be A, B, C, D, E, and even F, just so we can get an idea. Hey, look, even I can think of maybe one or two. So we'll do that, and we'll do them all separately. So we can either do them separately. I don't think we've decided yet, or we will have not arguments, but we'll have banter and conversation about why we think they should be in certain areas, and then we'll have to come to an agreement. So we'll create an ultimate kind of list just to see how we overall rate the squad and how realistic it is, for us to finish in the top 4 or lower or even higher. That's the idea behind it.
And so we're doing that next Friday. Just very quickly, while we've got the league up there, before we get onto it, Jed Spence been left out of the Europa League. Is that a good thing or a bad thing for Jed Spence?
Bad thing.
Bad. It's actually very hard to fathom why that has happened because we've only named a 23-man squad. Strange.
Yeah, I don't get it either. I think it's a bit harsh on him. But Ange said in his press conference today, a little bit I saw of it, that he is going to get game time. So maybe, I think you said it in the chat, Boris, that maybe he wants to keep Destiny for the bigger games, so maybe he will.
I said that in the WhatsApp, didn't I? About probably have like Regulon come on because Regulon's been registered for the Premier League season since he didn't get a transfer out. So I'm feeling like he'll more than likely get Regulon will probably play like the lower league Premier League matches as well as a couple of like cup games against easier opposition. Not saying any team's easy, but like some are easier than others.
Yeah,
and then keep Doggy fit for like Europa League and hard Premier League games.
Now, we've got the league up here, and why I've got the league up here is because on Monday, the trial of Man City starts on Monday. Now, it's...
It's fitting I've got the black cap on, isn't it?
Yeah. Now,
Perry Mason's going to be in there, Dermo. Perry Mason is going to take City down. Perry Mason's going to do it.
Yeah, that's what. Is that what you're going to be Monday in the courthouse, Philip? Is that what you're doing? Right.
Yeah, I'm just practicing. Yeah.
There's
all sorts of rumors going around what the end result on this could be.
Tell them about Man City's £10,000 per hour man they've got on the case.
I let you tell them about that because you told me about that.
Yeah, we're talking about it the other day, and I can't remember the dude's name. Lord something, I think. I think he's actually a lord or something.
Is he Lord Stig?
Lord Vader. He's 10,000. Rest in peace, James Earl Jones.
Yeah, exactly.
£10,000 an hour. Imagine, think about that. Just pause for five seconds to think about it.
He's a barrister, isn't he? He's a barrister.
No, he's a lawyer or something. 10,000.
Yeah, he's a legal. Yeah.
£10,000 an hour is what City get paying him for them.
Now,
they'll spin out as long as they possibly can.
This has to be done by the spring of 2025.
Yeah. Okay.
So now this is like one talk about. Then how are UEFA and the Premier League positioning themselves in this trial? And what does it say about the commitment to enforcing financial fair play rules? I mean, what does it? And does the Premier League as well? I mean, how bad is it making all of these organisations look that a team can flout the rules as badly as Man City have and get away with it for years and years and years and years?
Do you know something? I have a sneaking suspicion that if Manchester City get off, and believe me, it's very possible, if they got clever enough lawyers using the right words, they might get off. It would not surprise me if at the end of the whole thing, they actually sued the Premier League for defamation of character and tried to get revenge on them. I'll tell you, it's not going to finish for a long, long time, this.
Boris, Tequila, What do you reckon?
Do you want to go, Boris, or do you want me to go?
You can go first, Matt.
Okay. Look, none of us here are, are lawyers. But the general consensus.
I am.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
£10,000 an hour. Them, I'd be a lawyer too. I do a lot of things for 10,000. That's another show.
Some say you are the Man City lawyer, but just some say.
The guy
imagine
5 hours and he's set for an entire
That's what I was about to say out, Boris. Just think about it. Think about it. He's going to be the richest man on the planet by the time the case ends.
If it takes 500 hours, that's 5 million he's going to make.
He'll just end up buying Earth with all that money. He'll just buy Earth.
If he probably wins this, the Saudi team will probably hire him for that outrageous amount. Put him in as a transfer.
No, but being serious, I mean, on TalkSport, they were all like, some of them were like bigging it up. And don't get me wrong, I know TalkSport's not exactly the best place, but they did try and be balanced. They had a couple of their quote unquote experts saying, well, maybe City, it's not that it's far from guaranteed the City are going to lose this. So to be honest with you, I'm not 100% sure what to think. I think the Premier League's going to end up looking bad no matter what they do.
Carl says he'll be whatever you want for that money.
Exactly. Yeah, man.
Carl's also said, Boris, just very quickly, Carl said, just get Boris' thoughts on this and then bring you back in. Sorry. Same as Chelsea with the long player contracts. They know they're getting a transfer ban. I mean, what do you reckon to all of this, Boris, as a younger fan, only coming in? Are you scratching your head? Because I can go back to how the Italian league was in the 70s and 80s, the most corrupt league in Europe. I think the Premier League's heading the same way.
I'm not scratching my head at it because it's happened like in my times when I've been watching football. I've been watching since the late 2000s, football in general, really. When I was young, like around 8 or something like that, that's when I started watching it. So around 2010. Yeah. And like I saw like the corruption of teams like Juventus, Madrid, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, all those teams, like the most dominant teams either in Spain or Italy. I saw both lost in that sort of position anyways. Like we still see Barca currently as well. So a lot of people still know this sort of levels of corruption and dodgy dealing behind closed doors from Barcelona. They're the main team known for it currently in modern day football.
Yeah. So my question to you three is, if Man City win the league this year and they get found guilty and then they're relegated, whoever finishes second wins the league. Yeah. Is that Premier League till tented?
Well, you can't let a team that's relegated be left with a title. If they win the league, right, and they get relegated, that automatically should go to the second place.
Yeah,
team.
That's what I'm saying. But
the previous wins can't be touched. We can't take them off them, but you can't take this one off them.
Yeah, that's saying if Man City get relegated and the second team win the Premier League, is that Premier League tented?
No, because justice is taking its course. Let's just hope the second team isn't Arsenal. Sorry, Brenny, but you know what I'm going
from. Tequila, same as Philip, do you think?
No, I think the most likely scenario is that they will be given such an incredibly large points deduction next season. I don't think they will do anything this season. Even if they do end when they claim they're going to, like in January or February, whenever it is next year, within this season, I can see them leaving this season as is, and next season giving them an incredibly high, we could be talking 50, 60 points, which will mean that if they're not relegated, they certainly won't be anywhere near the European places.
I think giving them the title, then giving them a points deduction is counterproductive. You've got to hit the titles of what Man City live for. You hit them with a points deduction, fair enough, they'll work their way around it. In fact, somebody said today, you could hit Man City with a 30-point deduction and still qualify for Europe.
Yes, that's what I mean. It's going to have to be significantly
it's going to have to be a lot bigger. And if they win the trophy this year, I would say, pardon my Greek, F the lot of you lads, we're taking this off you. Because you cheated to get this far. Why should we give you another title?
No matter what they do, it's going to be an absolute S show because you're going to get all the clubs who were cheated out of, I use the term cheated, whatever term you want to use, out of premierships, relegations, cups, everything the Man City have ever won, even going as far as teams who are relegated because they lost to City. This could open up some crazy non-stop with every football team who's been affected over since they started breaking the rules. Teams who have been relegated by losing to them. Yeah, I just can't. If that happens, it will be insane because you'll have every club who's been affected by City.
So
I can see every ambulance chasing lawyer in the country sending out emails to the country. Have you been affected by Manchester City's position?
Yeah, you'll see.
Please contact such and such. You know.
Are you suffering from Man City-itis?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But if you are, do pick up our VPN. That's the way to get around the Man City problem. It's only €43 a month. And we are going to give you a little video, which me and Tequila are going to try and talk over. Are you ready for this, Tequila?
Why are you bringing just me into it? Have Boris and all of us do it. Why just me?
Okay, I'm going to start off, and then whoever wants to come in next can. Right. This is our sponsor, Private Internet Access. As you can see, when you're normally using your computer between you and the internet, hackers, government, and corporate people can look at your stuff. But if you get the internet access for €43, it's all protected. It doesn't get seen by anyone, and it's really good stuff. But Boris, if you're on holiday, you want to watch your favorite show, you can get it on your phone as well, can't you?
Yeah, of course you can. You can on any of your devices anyway, and we'll be able to keep you safe at any point in time.
I mean, Philip, you're in Germany at the moment. You're using the private internet access. It's great for banking.
I'm actually, God help me. I had the, what do you call it, on the, I'm technically in Manchester at the minute trying to watch Coronation Street through the VPN, but it didn't work out.
It's not just there, Tequila. You can use it on ultimate devices, can't you, Tequila? And you can use it around the world. Look how many places you can use it, even in China.
Yeah.
Billy Mays here from Vagisil. This product is so good, guys. No, in seriousness.
Sounded like Donald Trump.
Yeah, so in seriousness, no, I stopped in February this year. I stopped using BT Sports, right? So I got rid of all that, and so it was about 38 quid. And then I got myself a VPN. Nobody better report me either. I got myself a VPN and did exactly what Dermo's saying you to do when it comes to watching Spurs.
Yeah.
And literally, I will say that I paid a lot more than what this offer is, double like Philip did. I paid 100 plus for the same amount of 2 years plus 3 months, right? So you guys are getting it from about half price, I would say, based upon everyone else.
Yeah.
And it's pretty simple. And you can get rid of the whole 3 p.m. blackout, which is the big problem here, as we know, with how they treat us over here. So that's exactly what I do. I use a VPN and I watch Spurs games, and I can watch it even the Saturday 3 p.m. kickoffs. So
there's only one thing: it'll kick you out automatically if you're spotted watching an Arsenal home game that doesn't involve Spurs.
Yeah, it will. Yeah, it's an anti-Spurs VPN, but do it. They're great guys. They're really lovely, and you pay them. It helps them, and then it helps us to get better and get better. But guys, we're here to give you the best deal in town. €43, well, €50 if you're being correct by Mr. Brady, because you have.
Well, if you're in a country that has VAT, you'll pay €50.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still half price though, because
still half price. Watch all the Spurs content you want.
Above
yeah, and even Carl says, I don't believe I'm reading this out. I don't think I will, but
you put it up now, we can see it.
Well,
why'd you do it? Why'd you do it, Dermo? Why'd you even bring it up? God.
Well, why don't you do your Donald Trump accent? Tequila.
I was doing Billy Mays. If anyone, any Americans in it, if Neil Shafton, he'd know who's Billy Mays, right? He's well known for doing all these infomercials. Billy Mays was.
Just leave your cats and dogs at home. Anyway, we'll move on from
God. They're eating cats. They're eating dogs. These immigrants eating dogs.
Can I just say, I stayed up and watched that, right? I actually had to rewind it to think, did he really say that?
It's just great comedy. It should be on Comedy Central. That's where she put it.
I'm thinking. Oh, God.
Great stuff.
He is great stuff. Boris is thinking, what the hell are these guys on?
Honestly, with how far we're behind on everything, yes, I am into an hour into the stream, yeah.
Yeah, well, we won't be going for much longer. This will be going up in all your podcast top fans, so please hit and like us there as well, guys. One more question on Man City, and then we're going to get on to the North London derby. The effect of clubs like Man City, PSG, and Saudi-owned teams on player prices and wage demands have gone through the roof. Players now going for 100 million. Brennan Johnson being bought for 50 million. Archie Gray being bought for 40 million. The Keaton suggested, do you want to explain your idea how to fix football? Because I said it to you and Philip today. I think the football model or the football how it is going to go bang. It's a bit like an economy. If one bit of the economy starts heating up, it affects the other bits of the economy. So, Tequila, what was your idea come out? Because you've come out with a really good idea today. It's sort of based on the American NFL idea.
Yeah, well, people who watch, obviously, or if they're in America, people who watch on the American sports, they get draft picks, right? So the team who finishes last gets the first draft pick. Now, we can't really do that with football. But I think that the idea, Dermo also, we both kind of put our heads together, and it would be just along the lines of having a certain amount of money, whatever that figure is. I don't know, would have to be, I'm thinking 300, maybe 400 million with all the money in the game, especially in the Premier League. And they can distribute that between wages and transfers. So if they want to get themselves a free agent player, for example, then they can do that, but then it comes out of the wage. And everyone has the same amount. Would that make the Premier League much more competitive? So it's not the same one or two teams that we generally see, or three teams. Because I don't know about you, but I'm fed up of Man City. I'm even fed up of Liverpool, even though I think they've done it much more correctly than Man City. But I am still fed up of the same teams. Even as far as the top six, it is still the same top six teams. And rarely does someone break into that. And when they do, normally they only break into it for a year or two, like Villa or Brighton, probably. So what do you guys think of something like that?
Yeah, it's would be extremely hard to get past by obviously the players, because a lot of them would be taking huge pay cuts. The agents would be against it as well, because they wouldn't get their pound of flesh.
The agents would be for sure.
But I think there is something. Dermot's right. Something does need to be done. I was always against letting an outsider inside to regulate football, but I think the crash is going to happen unless something gives, unless some restrictions are put on wages, especially transfer fees. I can't think of one player that was transferred in the last 3 or 4 years that was actually worth the money that was paid for him.
Harry Kane? Would you say Harry Kane?
Okay, fair enough. Make an exception. But some of the players, that even the players with the money we spent on Archie Gray and Brennan and Richarlison and Solanke, they're not worth it.
No.
But it's a false price. It's been forced up by agents that are to blame for it. So something's going to give, because if Sky went bust in the morning, right, the Premiership would follow within 2 years.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So something needs to be done.
Boris, what do you reckon?
I'd say it's far too risky, really. I know I agree with you in regards to it, but I'm just thinking from a logical standpoint is, you're saying about teams like City and Liverpool and stuff like that, but we also have to remember the outside of the Premier League. Look at Bayern Munich, how much they've spent this season. Look at Real Madrid a couple of seasons ago when they bought Jude Bellingham for 109 million euros for a 20-year-old kid. Look at when they purchased Vinicius Junior, Endrick, Rodrigo. That was at minimum 40 million euros plus. Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of you can't. Unfortunately, if we put in the price cap, yes, it'd be more competitive within the league itself. Don't get me wrong, but then that would also entice. It's also at risk of enticing the players who have a lot of potential if they see a bigger offer from another club outside of England, even though the Premier League is classed as the best league in the world. Maybe if they get a lucrative offer from Barcelona or something like that, they'll probably end up going there and stuff like that.
Are you talking about players going to the Saudi Pro League?
There is a high potential of that, because we've seen those Brazilian kids 18, 19 years old off to the Saudi because of it. Because of all the money gone there.
So if football goes bang, and me and Philip and Tequila can remember, and Philip remembers football before wages went massive, when players were only on 20, 30 quid a week, or 100, £400 a week. I mean, I agreed. I think I'm for a football regulator coming in. I know you're against it, Philip, but I'm for it.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not so much. I'm not so much against it now, Dermot. I'm moderating in my stance on that one. Like when I think back that Jimmy Greaves never earned more than 100 quid a week in his entire career. I mean, there's something wrong, you know. So I wouldn't be in favour of a non-footballing person coming in, like some boy that appointed by the government or something like that.
Has to be a footballing person.
Has to be a football man that understands the game and has been in the game, but has no loyalty to any particular club, so he's not going to be, biased in favour of Arsenal and City.
Would you be against Simon Jordan running it?
Yes, because he's anyone that's run a club before. No, I'd be against him anyway, but just for that reason, I can't say.
Dermo, you troll! Why are you choosing Simon Jordan? Philip, he's playing me. Yeah. Why are you choosing Simon Jordan?
I think Simon Jordan would do a great job. Honestly, I would.
Yeah, he might. He might do a great job for Crystal Palace. You've
by
got to
the
have
way,
someone who has no leanings towards any club whatsoever.
By the way, Simon Jordan, right? Me and Philip are the only ones who can call Ireland useless, not you. So bugger off on that.
Oh, don't start.
By the way, the Ireland manager out. Me and Philip are on the united front on that one.
Yeah, only took 2 matches, but
it took Philip 5 minutes, and he actually WhatsApp. It took Philip the first half of the England game. I want him gone. I mean, it took Philip. I mean, Philip, I was longer with Stephen Kenny.
Yeah. Well, no, I gave him until the Greek match to change my mind, but I saw nothing there. There's no improvement whatsoever. So, he's out of his depth.
And agent Lee Carsley's not doing his job either.
Well, at least Lee Carsley's got 2 wins out of 2, more than we.
Yeah,
have.
he's not doing his job though. His job is no, he's not. He was agent Lee Carsley. He's supposed to go in there and disrupt the England environment.
Well, people are very unhappy with Lee Carsley because he didn't sing the national anthem. So maybe you will get him as your manager.
Oh, that's ridiculous. I'm sorry,
that's ridiculous. I agree with that.
Ridiculous.
He's Irish, for Christ's sake. Jackie Charlton, who was English, never sung the Irish anthem, and nobody gave out to him.
The fact that most of the Irish players wouldn't even recognise the national anthem unless they were told it was the Irish one doesn't come into it.
I mean, I'm Irish and I don't know how to sing the Irish version, and I had to sing it in English, but not Irish.
I don't speak any Irish, so I can't sing it either. So.
Anyway, go on, go.
Go.
Yeah, that's actually Irish for thank you. Go on, go.
Yeah, very good, Dennis.
Yeah,
well done.
And nah is no.
There's another great saying too. We're not going to tell. I'm going to hopefully make a stab at saying it now. But
what?
Honestly, can anybody? Oh shit! You get them. I'm not talking to you.
Yeah, nobody knows. If somebody can put in the chat what Pogba home means, you'll get a star from me and Philip.
No clue whatsoever.
Just Google it. Pogba home. Sorry, Philip. I didn't know you were going to say
that.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, that's what. God says I wouldn't trust. You're going to get a super Simon Jordan, by the way, if he's watching. I wouldn't trust Simon Jordan running.
No, come on, Carl. You back the courage of your convictions.
Yeah, I thought you were asking where the toilet is. No, Pogba home's
not that far out there. Though. You're close.
You're close, but no, it's something. Don't worry, didn't find it. Right, North London derby, guys. It's the biggest game of the year for all of us. It's on our home ground to begin with. So I think we want the atmosphere as it was 2 years ago under Conte, where it was so intimidating that Arteta wanted to run in and not come out and start crying. Just very quickly before we get into one question I got about it, Tequila, what does the North London derby mean to you? Forget about all the other games, all the other London derbies. What does this one particular game mean to you?
Okay, so I'm not as old, obviously, as in my fandom as you and Philip. So I actually have a lot of hatred for Chelsea that maybe means I probably don't hate Arsenal as much as you guys. Now I do hate them, but I share it a lot with Chelsea, probably more than you guys do. So I don't think it matters quite as much to me as it does you do, because of my dislike for Chelsea when I consider our rivals, because of when I started watching. So whilst I want to beat Arsenal, I don't see them as the biggest enemies of Spurs. I see them like joint with Chelsea. And it's a weird feeling I have. I don't know how people feel about that, but and I wonder if Boris, because I know Boris hasn't been watching. He's been watching, obviously. How do you feel, Boris? Back me up on this. Do you see Arsenal? Is it just Arsenal, or is there Chelsea and West Ham that kind of clog it all up a bit because of when we've been watching?
I'd see them all. I'd probably say West Ham the least, because we're always bound to beat them due to their history and stuff like that. But I'd probably say the biggest two is Chelsea and Arsenal. Really, I see them as the same. Really, I hate. The only reason I hate West Ham is because the reason I only hate like the rest of the London clubs, bar Fulham, and I'd probably say bar Fulham will probably be because those three, Chelsea, Arsenal, and West Ham, and the Bubble Boys, sorry, they all do trading with one another at the clubs. Like John Terry went from West Ham to Chelsea. Joe Cole went from West Ham to Chelsea as well. Like, it just shows like they don't really have a rival.
Lampard also went from West Ham to Chelsea.
These young ducklings, Philip, huh? These young ducklings.
It's just a bit weird. It's just a bit weird. I have the hatred for Arsenal. Don't get me wrong, but it's not. If it's like 60-40 or 60-40 that I hate Arsenal more than Chelsea. Chelsea are up there, mate.
I'll just say well, my opinion on that is I'm not totally disagreeing with the lads, because as you probably know, I've said it before, I know there are mortal enemies and everything like that, but I have a degree of respect for Arsenal, the way they run their club, right? I have no respect for Chelsea because they are a shit show waiting to happen, right?
Indeed.
That being said, the 3 points against Arsenal, or the 6 points, hopefully, against Arsenal this season, will be the sweetest points we will earn and the most enjoyable points we will earn. The 6 points we take off Chelsea comes next, and then West Ham after that.
Yeah, I agree.
For me, this is everything. This game means this is the biggest game for me. West Ham, Chelsea, they're nothing anyway. This is for me. A, because of the history behind it. B, because they only moved to North London because they built their stadium next to an open sewer. I mean, I would love to know who gave planning permission, right, to build a stadium next to an open sewer.
Splinter and the Turtles. They wanted company.
We all know Arsenal are what's in that sewer. But I mean, come on. I mean, you don't build a stadium next to an open sewer and expect to get fans to come to it. I mean, that business plan was flawed.
But you know, that was 100 and something years ago. Things were on the hygiene front were an awful lot less stringent than they are today. So they probably might have been quite normal to do things like that, you know.
Yeah, but then they went to West London. West said, no, you can't stay in West London. So they were kicked out of there. Then they barged their way into North London. Didn't tell anyone, got Scottish whites, and they've been stuck there ever since. We've been trying to get rid of them, and we just can't. It's they're using an old law that because they've been there for over 100 years now, they can't be moved back to South London, and South London don't want them anyway. And then they get a chairman who's corrupt as anybody, and then you get 1919. And then that's it. Arsenal, for me, are the biggest enemies. They're not even a proper North London club. And they have the goal. And they have the bloody cheek to sing North London forever. And they're not even a North London club. So what you can do, guys, North London, I can't remember. I can't remember now. It's actually gone off my head. Yeah, I'm trying to do two things. But listen, guys, we've got a pre-match tomorrow. I think so. I don't know yet. We're doing the pre-match show. We will be back on Sunday. Boris, you're doing a new show. You're taking over Tottenham Team Talks, aren't you?
Yep.
So you're going to start that. I'm going to do the watch along, of course, then at 1:45, and then me and Tequila afterwards will be doing post-match live, where you will get your come on as a member. Do you want to go through that just very quickly again, Tequila? Tequila, you there?
Sorry, mate. No. I had myself on mute because I'm an idiot. Yeah. So if you want to join us on after every show, we'll be doing a post-match show where all the members can come on and give their opinions. It's been running since the start of the season, so the next one will be after the Arsenal game. So if we do get a win, which I'm hoping for, then come on and join us and celebrate. If we don't get a win and you want to bash some of the players, or you want to bash Lever, you want to bash Ange, or whatever it is, just to take out your frustrations, then you can do that. And if you're more balanced and you want to, come on and just, say it's not all doom and gloom, or if you play well but lose, whatever the outcome is, come on and join us. And you can do that by getting your memberships. Yeah, I think that's it, Demo.
And thank you so much from Simply Ace. I don't know how to take compliments, but thank you.
You are good at it, Demo. I told you.
Very good.
Yeah.
I don't really know how to take compliments, and I get a bit embarrassed by it, but thank you so much. It's very kind of you, Simply Ace, and I do my best. I don't like doing shows on my own. I like doing shows with other. I can bounce off people, and I genuinely try to be funny. I genuinely try to be respectful as well by being funny. And we never try to offend anyone on this channel. We never do. We always do it with a taste of respect and a taste of being funny, but being within the lines of being funny. And I'm only as good as the people that are around me, and I have a great team around me. I have Tequila, I have Colin, I have Boris and Philip, and I'm only as good as the team I have around me, and I have a great team around me. And I couldn't do this show channel without them. I couldn't do it without Colin with the work he does in the background for me. All this, what I'm sitting in now, Colin helped me design all of these with OBS. I couldn't do the history stuff without Philip. He knows more history about Spurs than I do. I couldn't do the shows like the shows that Boris did today. I can't do what Boris does. Boris does all that stuff by himself, and Boris has disappeared, but he's there. And Tequila, at the moment, because Philip's taking a break, is my wingman, and I can't do shows without Tequila. Me and Philip have a different way of doing shows to me and Tequila. It's a different relationship.
Demo. I'm your wingman because I look like the Elephant Man.
No, you're not. And I couldn't do this without you guys, but thank you so much, Simply. It's very kind of you to say, and I don't know what to say, but thank you. I'm not very good at taking compliments.
He's right. No, mate, you are. I've told you this shit backstage. You are, mate. You're good at this shit.
I know. But listen, guys. Whatever you do, please. We do have a little bit of a announcement to make, and I'm trying to find it. It was something that was mentioned the other day. I'm going to see if Colin, if you can. There is a march or something, and I need to get it in. Can you? I'm just sending Colin there's a march, I think, Saturday or Sunday in London. And can you remember what it was about, Tequila?
Yeah, they have marches every over here. They have marches on Palestine and stuff like that. We don't need to get into it, but that's what the march is generally about. So yeah, generally it can get nasty, but generally, hopefully,
I'm waiting for Colin to send me where it is, because it's.
I'm not exactly. Yeah, I mean, I obviously don't live. I live about 50 miles north, so I'm not exactly surrounded by.
Yeah, I'm just getting him to do that, because it is worth. We are, it's worth mentioning. He's just sending me through. It is worth mentioning. It really is, because we want you people to be safe, especially for Sunday, going to the North London derby and going to football matches across London or wherever you are. We want you to be safe and where to go and where not to go. So I'm just waiting for Colin to do that. Philip, look, can I get your score prediction for Sunday? Because we won't see you till then. So
2-0 to Spurs.
2-0. Who's your scorers going to be?
Solanke with both of them.
Now, we were supposed to do a combined 11. Me and Tequila will do that, and that will go out as a pre-record.
Oh, yes, we didn't do that, did we? Okay,
No,
yeah,
we
we'll
will do that. We will do that as a pre-record for you guys. What other one? I'm waiting for this to come through just very quickly. What member stuff have we got coming up as well in the next few days, Tequila?
We'll be releasing this combined show that we'll do, the combined 11, and then of course we've got the member show on Sunday. It'd be about 6 or something, won't it?
Yeah. Now there was supposed to be a pre-match show tomorrow. Now I'm going to be honest with you. I may need to go in A&E because of my back, so I don't know if I'm going tonight. If I am, then the pre-match show may be put off because I need to put it together. If I'm not, then I will do the pre-match show tomorrow night. I'm still waiting for this to come through. Listen, when it comes true, I'll put it up on the community page anyway, guys. Listen, enjoy the rest of your evening. God bless you all. Thank you very much.
Yeah, lads,
all right. Come in, you Spurs, and Big Ange we trust. Tequila, take us out. Sorry.
It's okay. Quiz. Lovely.
Right, we're still live. I have got the information through just very quickly. The march is starting tomorrow at 8:30 through central London, ending in Kensington. Expected to have some retaliation from another party. Anyone who is around those areas, please take care and stay safe.
Well, that's tomorrow anyway.
Tomorrow, so please do be careful, guys. Whatever you do, I'll put this in the community page anyway. Come on, you Spurs, and Big Andrew. On together, sorry. Peter's gone. I'm going to say, guys. Lovely. Stop saying.